She swears she knows everything. She's not even my mother.
And remember, I always know best.
Once again, it's on. This is Kicking It with Coach B. I am he, Coach to the B, and I always got something to say. Let's go. All right, today, what is on the menu for today? I always say menu because you know I'm always hungry, all right? But what is the topics on the menu today? We're going to get into this Russell Wilson and the way he treats his stepson. For some reason, it draws controversy. We're going to get into that. And this right here just made my entire week. We're going to get into how we all feel about the reboot of A Different World that they are working on Netflix. I know you're ready. I'm ready. Let's go. All right, let's jump right into this conversation about Russell Wilson and his stepson. So recently, Russell Wilson posted on down to the mighty social media, and he posted something about his stepson. Of course, we all know stepson that he has with his wife, Sierra and future son, Lil Future. All right. So he posted on down and he said this. I'm going to put this on the screen, or if you're listening to me, I'm going to read this so everyone can hear it, just in case you did not see it or hear it. This is what Russell Wilson posted talking to his son. I don't even like saying stepson, but for the sake of the conversation, his stepson. Here we go. I'm full of joy. Nothing better than seeing you smile and become a young man. I am so proud of you, Future, working as a ball boy for the Steelers in the locker room, being so dedicated to sports and everything you embark on. You are the sunshine of my life. I love you. Keep winning, son. There is nothing you can't do. With Jesus on your side, love you to heaven and back. I'm going to leave this up here as I talk about this for a second. I really thought this was amazing. Right here, he said, you are the sunshine of my life. He called him son. Nothing in here said, he didn't say keep winning, stepson. He said, called him son. And for some reason, I don't understand. People in the comment section were really upset. They were offended. I saw some comments that said, and next time I'm going to start putting these comments on the screen. All right. One time somebody said, that's not your son. Give it a break. You know, you're trying to make Future look bad. Every time Russell Wilson says something nice about his stepson, again, I say, I don't like calling him stepson, but I'm just saying it for the sake of the conversation. Every time Russell Wilson says something nice about his stepson, you see a lot of hateful people, and I'm about to change that word hateful in a second. Watch where I'm going with this. A lot of hateful people have something to always say about it. That's not your son. Stop trying to make Future look bad. That's Future's son. You just a stepfather. That's not your real son. All right. Now, if he wasn't showing his stepson love, everybody would have a problem. People would be saying, you marry Sierra, you have to treat him just like you would treat your own child. That's not right. That's not right. Now, that's not everybody. Some people do say that, but it's a lot of people. And I'll be honest with you, it was a lot of men. When I looked at the comments, it was a lot of men. And I'm going somewhere with this, so stay with me, y'all. It was a lot of men that had so much negative things to say. Not all of them, not every man, but it was a lot of men who had so much negativity to say when he said this. It's always, every time he talks about Lil Future, every time he posted about Lil Future, people come and they say some negative things because it's just his stepson. Now, I will say this. I don't honestly think that the people who have something negative to say, I don't think they really, really, really are upset. I think they are deflecting, and I hope I'm using this word in the right sense. I think they are deflecting on a deeper issue. I think the deeper issue is they low-key, high-key, whatever, wish that somebody would have said something like that to them when they were young. Come on, let's get into it. Let's get into it. A lot of times as men, we didn't hear that growing up. All right. Now, some people did. And if you did, congratulations. And I'm jealous of you. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of black men, not saying no other men, but I'm going to talk about black men right now because that's who I am. A lot of black men, we didn't hear that growing up. I would have loved, let's just be honest, I would have loved to hear my father say that to me. I love my father dearly, but I would have loved that. So a lot of men in the comments, again, I say, are deflecting because they wish they had somebody say that to them when they were young. Even to this day, I know there are a lot of young black boys who wish they had a father to say stuff like that to them. You are the sunshine of my life. I love you. Do you know how different a lot of our black boys would be if they had their black father say that to them? There are a lot of mentors in this world, and mentors are amazing. All right. They are amazing. A lot of them step in the gap for young men who may not have a father around, but it's not the same. It's good, and I appreciate that, and I thank you for being that, for being there, for saying those things, for being a mentor, but it's not the same. It's not the same than coming from your father. I feel like this world today would be so different if more black boys would have a father to say, you are the sunshine of my life, I love you. Maybe you may not say those words, but what if you heard that more? Because I'm be honest with you, a lot of our young black boys are hurting. They are crying out for it. They are hurt. They are hurting. And some of y'all probably say Coach B, some of y'all call me KB. Either one is fine. Y'all probably asking me, how do you know? I wish I had that. Me and my father did not have the closest relationship growing up. And for a very, very, very long time, even as an adult, I always thought to myself, I was not the son my father wanted. My father was very heavy into sports, and I just wasn't into it like that. And I felt like that for years. Even as an adult, I was not the son that my father wanted because we didn't have the best relationship. I would think of ways. What could I say? What can I do? And I would start lying about things I was interested in just to have a conversation. My father worked at the boys' home for so many years, and they loved him. And sometimes he would bring some of the young men from the boys' home over to the house for Thanksgiving or just for the weekend, just to get away. And I would see how he treated them and how he reacted to them. And I will always say, man, I wish I could act like that so I could have that relationship with my father. I felt like he treated them better. And I always said to myself, those are the type of guys that he wishes were his son. Because I felt like he related to them because they were all into the things that he was into. Not saying my father didn't love me, because he did, but I always felt like that. I didn't have that relationship with my father. Simply, I felt because I wasn't as heavy into sports as he was. Now, I knew it was around. I took a little glimpse, but I didn't play basketball. I didn't play football. I was more into other things. I stepped when I was in high school and stuff like that. I was more into theater and stepping and things like that. That was me when I was growing up. But hey, that's who I am. That's what I like to do. And I wish that he would have built a relationship with me. So I wish I had that. I've never heard, and I'm being honest, and I just thank everybody who's listening. So hopefully what I'm saying can reach out to somebody else, and maybe we can relate on that type of level. But I wish when Russell Wilson put in there, he said, I love you. I was saying, I don't remember the time at all that my father said, I love you. I don't to this day. And for years, I felt like I wasn't the son that my father wanted until there was one moment in my life in college that I started growing a relationship with my father. And I was like, yo, this is what it feels like to have a dad that is proud of you and you feel it. When I was in college and I pledged the fraternity, that's when my father came around and I felt like we had this relationship that I always wanted. I'm like, yo, I'm gaining a relationship with my father, because I would call him all the time and tell him like, yo, I'm doing this. And he was so proud. He was so proud. And then as the times were going on and I felt like we were finally going to have that moment, he was on his way. He was living in Houston, Texas at the time, and he was on his way to visit me when I was going to school at South Carolina State University. He was on his way to visit me. He was coming over to get me from South Carolina State University. We were going to go to Charleston, South Carolina. I was going to take him down to Charleston, and we were going to have some good seafood, take him on down there, and we were going to spend some time together. That week, he was coming on that weekend. He was coming on a weekend. It was Sunday. I was like, yup, here it is. Finally going to have this moment. He was on his way to travel to South Carolina on that Friday, and he passed away on that Wednesday. I was very, very, very upset. I was more hurt, but I was upset because I was like, the moment that I was going to have, the moment that was here, the moment that I was looking for my entire life, I felt was snatched away. I was like, why? I was finally going to have that moment. Come on. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm really big on showing people love, because you never know. And so now, as me being a father, I make sure, I say I love you about 20 times a day. All right. I say it. I always say when I become a father, I'm going to make sure I give everything that I've always wanted. And as I got older, you know, I don't blame my father at all. Maybe my father didn't know how. Maybe he wasn't shown that love when he was young, so he didn't know how to show it to a son. He showed it to my sister. I saw that all the time. And now with me and my son, we're very close. And I show my son so much love, and I always give him what I always wanted, because that brings on healing. So if anybody who's listening to my voice, it does get better, especially when you have your own kids. You impart everything that you wanted into your children, and that does bring on a sense of healing. So now that's why you see a lot of parents, a lot of fathers now who are giving to their sons so much. I'm one of them. We're making sure that we give what we wish that we had. So just imagine with so many other men, grown men, who have never had that feeling, who were in the comment section going in. And I wasn't even mad at them. A lot of our young men, they need to be healed. They are hurting. They are hurting. And they're not just hurting because of a father. There's more to it. It could be, but a lot of our young men are hurting because of maybe their father's not around. A lot of them, they need to hear it. And check this out, which I absolutely love about this generation, is because they make their friends their family, and they always saying, I love you to them. You can see a bunch of guys together and they're really cool. I promise you, I've heard them say, I, man, love you. And they'll say it because it's like, yo, that's my brother. That's my friend. Yo, it's all love. A lot of people got upset when Russell Wilson posted this, and I really didn't understand at first. At first, I was like, what are y'all saying? What are y'all doing? Like, gracious, let him love his son. Well, they not his son, that's his stepson. Keyword in there, son. All right, I don't care if it was his stepson, if it was his adopted son. I don't care. The key word is son. And he showed his son love. So, hey, how about this? You have a father that loves you, and you have a stepfather that loves you. Come on through. So, hey, he's getting love on all sides. He's getting love on all sides. So, I mean, who can say no to love? Genuine love. You know what I'm saying? So I'm here for it. Like, that really, when I saw that, I was really like, wow. So, you know, I just took that moment to kind of let you all get to know me better. And people can look at me to this day. I'll tell the story. All right. I'll tell the story of it, that I feel like our young Black boys need love. They are hurting. They are hurting. Our Black men are hurting because the ones in the comment section going in on Russell Wilson, at first, again, I say I was mad. I was like, don't be going in on him. You always got something negative to say. He's showing his son love. But then I had to sit back and I had to think to myself. And I said, you know what? They probably wish they had somebody say that to them. So instead of saying it, we act like it's a bad thing. I never knew it was a bad thing to show genuine love. You know, there's a song that said, the world needs love, is love, sweet love, or oh love, whatever the song says. Yeah, it does. We need more of it. We need real love. Come on, Mary J. Real love, true love. I'm a really big component on mental health. And I honestly think true, real, genuine love from one person to another helps the mental health, especially when it comes from a father to a son. Yes, mother, daughter, mother, son. Yes, but I'm talking about father and son because of the sake of the conversation. So if you're listening to this, if you are watching this, and you may be a person who may not have had the closest relationship with your father, I'm telling you, it does get better. The understanding does get better. If y'all may not get along, but within yourself, find a way where you could heal so you can move on, so you can be a better person to your children, to your family, to your wife, to your husband, anybody, to your friends. Just hope everybody, by the sound of my voice, hope I reach at least one person. Hope I reach at least one person. This next topic is going to be a little fun. Let's move on. Let's go.
Sorry, go see. Hurry up.
All right, let's jump right into this next topic, which I am so excited. It said Netflix is developing a spinoff to the iconic series A Different World. Come on through, a different world from where you come from. Come on through. One of my favorite sitcoms of all times. I remember watching A Different World. I have a lot of favorite episodes on A Different World. My favorite episodes is when the hurricane came and hit the city that the college was in. Another favorite episode was the wedding, when Dwayne interrupted that wedding. That whole wedding scene just was my favorite. Another favorite episode of mine is when in the last season when Terrell and Charmaine got into and they had to go to court because Charmaine. That's one of my favorite episodes of all time. Like, I have a lot of favorite episodes. I love when Patti LaBelle and Diane Carroll came on because that was absolutely magic on the TV screen. Like, I can binge watch A Different World. A lot of people didn't like season 1. I didn't really care for season 1, so I didn't really start watching the season 2, but it's still iconic from beginning to end. I was actually really excited when I heard about this, but the first thing I said, and I think a lot of people will agree, I said, is Debbie Allen working on this? And I saw in the comment sections, I saw other media stations, they were saying that Debbie Allen is a part of it. Please do not lie to us. She better be a part of this, which I don't think anybody would be that, crazy to not put Debbie Allen in. But they said Debbie Allen has a part in it, and some of the original cast is a part of this as well. Now, that's how you do it. There were some other college shows that came after it. Y'all remember The Quad? The Quad was on BET. I think it had like 2 seasons. I can remember 2 seasons. I think it had 2 seasons. I enjoyed The Quad. The Quad was good. I wasn't really a fan of Grownish. I think she went to college. If that wasn't an HBCU, I'm sorry. I didn't really watch it. All right. I watched Blackish, but when they got I didn't really watch that. And then there was another one, All American. Then they had the All American, the spinoff when they went to college. It was okay to me. It wasn't really my vibe. I didn't really watch All American after they all graduated. I didn't really enjoy it anymore. But people liked it. When they canceled it, people like, no. So, hey, people liked it. So I like how people try to get that HBCU TV show back, but there was nothing will ever be like A Different World. So I'm excited. And they're saying that it's going to follow Dwayne and Whitley's daughter as she goes to Hillman. Now, this is how much I love my people. Because everybody was like, well, wouldn't the daughter be like 30-something years old now? Y'all, this is fictional TV with a fictional college. So when you have TV shows like this could be the next day. All right? After all these years, they can start up the next day. When Dwayne and Whitley walked away and they went to Japan, it could be 5 years later. Okay? So, so it's not real life. Okay, so it can be whenever. I just love the fact how a lot of people wanted to go to a HBCU from watching that. And I'm one of them. I was a person who I wanted to go to a HBCU because of A Different World. I knew when I watched a different world as a little boy. I was going to an HBCU. Now, check this out. When I was young, everybody would ask me, what college you want to go to? I told them Hillman. I was like, I'm going to Hillman. Like, I'm going, because I didn't know that it was, I'm young. It's a TV show. I didn't know that it was acting. I was like, I'm going to Hillman. When I would look on the internet, I was like, where is Hillman? So I would type in Hillman College, and it would come up. I was like, wait a minute. Where's the campus? Where's this location? Nobody told me that I couldn't go to Hillman. It wasn't real. I had a teacher, and I was telling her, I'm going to Hillman, and she was just like, yes, yes. So as I got older, I said, when I told you I wanted to go to Hillman, why didn't you tell me that it was a fake school? She was like, oh, no, I just wanted you to be all you can be. I said, well, that is great for our amazing soldiers in the Army, but I'm talking about I was trying to go to Hillman, and you just made me think it was real. I will say this to everybody who may be listening. If you're going to an HBCU, and this is your first year, you are a freshman coming in, or if you have a child that's going to an HBCU, this is the first time coming in, listen to me and listen to me good. 8 o'clock a.m. in high school and 8 o'clock a.m. in college are two different 8 o'clock a.m.s. I'm telling you now, it's two different 8 o'clock a.m.s. And 8 o'clock a.m. as an adult, oh, okay, I'm out.